Power in a smaller package. It's Joshua Vergara from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And here's your first look at the Sony Xperia Z5 Compact. Now, one thing we really love about Sony is the fact that they don't really shy away from the smaller size market. The Z5 Compact is going to have many of the same specifications as the original Z5, whereas plenty of other companies tend to take their flagships and really throw mid-range all over the place just so you can get a smaller, easier to handle display. In this case, you have 4.6 inches in the IPS display, and yes, it does come in at 720p resolution, but for a smaller display here, it does still provide great viewing and great experience. But it's what's underneath that really counts, because the Snapdragon 810 is still what powers this device, backed by the Adreno 430 and this time 2 GB of RAM. But still, you have under the flap on the side there, despite 32 GB of onboard storage, you have micro SD expansion. So even this small phone will provide more than what many of the much larger flagships do in the other companies. Now, the whole phone itself in the design is still very symmetrical, but it's probably the easiest phone that we've had to handle in the entire event so far. And it's really just sort of easy to grip and even cover up with your entire hand. But that's the whole point of the Z5 Compact. That being said, however, the whole device is still IP65 and IP68 certified, so that you have water and dust resistance on here. And a 2700 milliamp hour battery will be able to power this for quite a long time. 2700 milliamp hours for a smaller 720p display should be able to make this phone last for quite a while, especially when you factor in all of the different power consumption options that they have built in. Now, the cameras, as we mentioned in our Z5 first look, are what we really want to put through their paces, because the new Sony XMR-RS 23 megapixel rear-facing camera is sort of reimagined at an f2.0 aperture. It should be able to provide some pretty good low light shots, especially when you factor in their new steady shot stabilization. But the thing about these cameras is that they're kind of the first new cameras to come out on the Xperia line in quite a while. And because Sony was really touting their Alpha line and their camera lineup, we really hope that they've been able to take some of the great quality from there and finally put it into their Xperias, because the Xperia line needs to keep up with the great smartphone camera quality that we've seen from other companies thus far. Really, the one thing you can't get past when it comes to the Z5 Compact is just how nimble, how small it is. And at 138 grams, it's going to be one of the lightest and easiest phones to handle. So keep it tuned to Android Authority for even more about the Z5 Compact and the Xperia line in general, as we bring you our coverage from IFA here at the Sony booth, IFA 2015.